Hey guys, just doing some driving today. I'm going from patient to patient, and had a thought yesterday, and probably should have recorded it then, but waited till today. Sometimes procrastination happens, but goes back to something that I preached on Sunday morning. If you go to Cave City First Assembly on Facebook, you'll see that sermon. Or if you'll check out my YouTube page, Jeremiah S. Sanders, as I go over some railroad tracks here, you'll find that collab, for lack of a better term, that I did with my wife on Sunday evening. But I want to kind of explain some things and use both of those sermons because I don't really feel like I did a good enough job in there by themselves. And it goes back to the concept that I introduced on Sunday morning about religion and rebellion being the downfall of what Jesus asked us to do in the Great Commission, whether you want to read it from Matthew 28, 19 through 20, or Mark 16, 15 through 18. And the concept that I introduced is that we have to get rid of the religion and we have to get rid of the rebellion that we find in the church. And I'm not saying that from a perspective of that people are doing this on purpose. I'm doing it from the perspective of introducing it so that people can get rid of it. And basically what religion is anything that you do just because that's what you thought you were supposed to do. Now, there are some things that we're supposed to do. We are supposed to read our Bible. We are supposed to pray. We are supposed to worship. Those are disciplines that are good for us to have. But when you start getting condemned because of your disciplines, you might want to be careful because you might be looking into an area of religion. And Jesus didn't come to give us religion. He came to give us life and to give us real. And so just kind of look out for that in your own life. Just kind of examine yourself. Are you doing things because it's a necessary discipline, which are good? Sometimes our disciplines carry through our want to, because sometimes our want to don't want to. But the rebellion aspect is something that it is sometimes really hard to identify because we don't realize that we have put something in front of what God has told us to do. And so I just wanted to introduce that and wanted to make sure that people didn't get that confused. When they hear rebellion, they're thinking of somebody just actively doing something. And sometimes it's not something you're doing on purpose, but a habit you may have fallen into, like scrolling through TikTok or scrolling through Facebook or YouTube, just out of habit, when you could be spending that time in prayer or in worship or in Bible reading and deepening your relationship with the Lord. I promise you, I've done it. It's something I am actively working on and trying to correct in my own life. And you can even look at that in the sermon that Rasha and I did on Sunday evening, where the priest Ahimelech in 1 Samuel chapter number 21 gives David gives David the bread, the showbread from before the Lord. That showbread was supposed to be only for the priests, but Ahimelech gives it to David because he's in need. And God is always more about the need, the actual need, not a want. Those two different things. But he's more about providing for the need of his people than he is anything else. And Jesus actually says and references that act in the book of Matthew to show that God is more about the need. So God is more about the real and who you are in real life than he is about following a ritual or a rule. So I just wanted to give you some encouragement, and I wanted to kind of clear that up. I wasn't real sure I did a good enough job on that on Sunday, and wanted to help encourage you that discipline is good, religion is not, and rebellion is bad in every form. But don't beat yourself up too bad, because we've all got some sort of rebellion in our life that we need to identify and do our best to correct. So hope you guys have a good day. We'll see you next time.